Good morning. We're going to be changing the oil on a 2014 Toyota RAV4 LE. Got everything we need here, I think. 14mm socket, some ratchets, a couple torque wrenches. Got the oil filter, the Toyota specialty tool 640 to remove that oil filter housing. Ramps, Valvoline 020 full synthetic, and the drain pan. And then just pull up here real quick. So you see the oil filter here. We're using genuine Toyota parts. And then we have the oil plug gasket that we will be replacing. Let's get going. So we're gonna unbox oil filter here just to show contents. Get this on Amazon, I think for about $6-7. So included is the gaskets you'll be needing, the part that you'll need to drain the oil filter housing, and then the filter itself. So let's get it pulled up and get going. Okay, so we're underneath the car. We got it up on ramps. I've identified the oil pan. So what we're going to do is use the 14mm socket and drain the oil. Make sure you put the oil pan underneath to catch it. Let's get going. So now that that's drained, I'm going to take a look here. This oil plug looks to be in pretty good shape, but you can see that whoever changed it before I owned the vehicle, likely a Jiffy Lube or something, didn't use a Toyota gasket, so probably didn't do any harm, but not ideal either. So I'm going to swap it out. I'm going to put the OEM Toyota gasket, which you can buy in sets of 10, I think, on Amazon for a few bucks. So as we replace it, it's going to be as from the factory. So we're good to go. Next, let's remove the oil filter housing. Next, we want to remove the oil filter housing, but first we'll remove that oil filter housing drain plug. And if you look closely at this one, you can see it's a little beat up. Why I don't recommend taking vehicles to Jiffy Lube or any place like that. So now you could see it pretty tore up. This is why you wouldn't take it to Jiffy Lube, would be my recommendation, but in either case, let's replace it. Got the two new O-rings there. So right now is when I recommend opening up the new bottle of oil. And just dip your finger in there. Lube up the O-ring. And since I'm here, I'll do them both right now. That's just going to ensure proper seal. And everything is good. So let's grab the housing, which you'll see I've already removed the old O-ring. So first, there's a little groove here. We're just going to catch that. And the instructions actually say you could use a screwdriver. I don't find that necessary, and I think you just might tear it, so I wouldn't recommend it. Put the O-ring, small one here, for the housing plug. And then I'll just get it going. But we're going to want that at 10 foot-pounds on the plug, which obviously I don't think they did, and in fact I had to use the impact to break this off, and then 18 foot-pounds on the housing. So we'll install that here in a second and actually get the new filter on at this point, and it just slides right in there. So bam, genuine OEM Toyota parts. And we are good to go. So let's clean up the rest of this oil dripping here. Looks pretty good. go ahead and put the new washer back on. New washer in the oil drain plug. So we're looking pretty good. Clean it up. And we're going to torque this to 25 foot-pounds per OEM spec. And that's it right there. You hear that click? Good to go. Lastly, after everything's all put together, you're going to add your oil. 4.6 quarts is what this calls for. Turn it on, run it for about 5 minutes, let it warm up, and then check the dipstick. And looking here, we are right perfect. I put just over 4.5, so like 4.6 the way it recommends. That's where you want to be. You're good for 10,000 miles.